If you're not building your business with consistency in mind, you are not really building a sustainable business. Welcome back to On the Job. My name is Jacob. Just got done with a monthly progress update. And what I was thinking about today is really what's helped me over the years, because I've had up months, down months, amazing months, terrible months over the last 7 years. And what I've realized is the more that I focus on getting clients that hire me consistently or getting contracts that are, monthly or weekly or consistent, the more stability my business has overall, whether that's for a 6-month season, whether that's for a full year of a season. And a lot of people are jumping from one job to the next job to the next job. And I want to give some kind of tips on how I've done it over the years on getting more consistency in the business. Because if you know that like there's a certain amount of revenue, okay, I can plan for $3,000 a month coming in for just my contracts if I don't do anything, like that gives you a lot of peace. And so whenever I'm really focusing on finding new clients, if someone's asking for me, I've got a lead, they're interested in working with me. One thing that you can do is just really incentivize multiple visits, incentivize like more work than one. I just had a client who reached out and said, hey, can you go out and shoot a project for me? We're a landscape company. We're wanting to get, we want to highlight this landscape that we just finished and it's really, really great, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, price would be $550 for me to go out, do an edited video, some edited photos. And he was like, well, can you give me like a better price? And I said, well, I could definitely give you a better price if we were to more so do a bulk package. So if you have like 3 or 4 other projects in mind, 5 projects in mind, then what we could do is just give you a project, a package discount for the contract. And so instead of $550 per project, it would be $400 per project. And so for him, he likes that because it gives him, your client, a discount. And then for me, what it does is it gets me more work and more consistency. So I was like, yeah, if we did like $400 a visit for, 4 other projects, 5 other projects, that's $2,000 for me. And for him, he's saving $150 per project. And so we both feel like it's like a win-win. And it also incentivizes him to want to work with me more than just once. So that's one way to do it. Bulk package discounts, really simple. Then number 2, figuring out like what industries have more consistency. Like what industries are consistently needing like day in, week in, week out footage. And for me, that's been construction. Like monthly, weekly, quarterly even sometimes, or bi-monthly. That's still recurring revenue that I can count on. And if I build up, $500 a month with 3 different projects, that's at least $1,500 a month that I can just count on versus starting from scratch every single month. So for me, it's like, okay, well, what industries can I target that I can obviously service and know what I'm doing in? But what industries can I target that actually would benefit from weekly, monthly, consistent stuff? Because a lot of times people will say, hey, I want to get into real estate. Sometimes you can do bulk packages, but a lot of times I found that real estate agents want to pay when they get one listing, and then they want to pay for the next listing, and they don't want to pay until they have another listing. It's like very just like what's in front of them at that moment versus wanting to bulk package discount. So a lot of people are wanting to like focus on real estate, and then one month maybe they made a few $1,000. The next month they don't make anything. Well, that's because of the ebb and flow of the market, but also just the client. It's like maybe they're doing really good this month, and then maybe next month they have no listings. So where can you actually target? For me, it's definitely been construction. Weekly progress updates, monthly progress updates, giving value on a regular basis, and then obviously upselling for FPV services, interior video services, all that kind of stuff. And there are other industries that obviously you could target for, this weekly and monthly consistent stuff. One project that I had, it was like a quarterly project where we just inspected the roofing of a like 150 apartment complex. And so, yeah, it's not like every week, every month, but still it's not just a one-time thing. And so every time I'm building out a contract for a client, I'm going, how can I loop in more projects? Or how can I incentivize future projects? Because for me, if they save 150 bucks, I don't get paid 550, I get paid 400. Like, but I know that I'm getting like 5 of those. That's way more valuable to me because now I can count that for the next 5 months, 6 months. And the price tag is a lot higher. So yeah, maybe the visit price point is lower, but overall the business is getting more consistent, more stable, and getting more actual dollars in. So, and also because like they're excited about those projects now, maybe in 6 months they won't be as excited and won't want you to go out. Like we want to capitalize on someone who's motivated to actually buy, to actually work with you. Because motivation shifts. Right now, they really want drone footage maybe. 6 months from now, maybe they're like, we don't care at all. We don't want that. So when you're basically thinking about how to price services, like, or even just like working with the clients, it's like, how can I incentivize more than just one visit? Because you are going to get those onesie twosie people that just come out and, it's a one and done project. But my goal is always, how can I make this a long-term play for them to benefit, for me to benefit? And a lot of times, I'll just say like the last point, you need to set the vision for the client. Because a lot of times they just kind of take what you have at face value and they don't really know exactly what you can do for them. But if you basically set the vision for what you could do for them, then that gives them an idea that sparks their interest on like, okay, the next project, the next time we work with Jacob, the next time we want to hire a drone pilot, maybe we can include XYZ. And that's really talking about potentially upselling, but really showing them that you're more so in it for the long haul. You're not just like wanting to do one project and never talk to them again. So that also shows that you're willing to stand behind your work. Because if you want to build the relationship with them and you do a crappy job, well, you're still there to face the music versus the other side where it's just like, I'm one and I'm done and I'm out. So how can you be setting the vision for the clients? One simple thing that I do is like when we, set up a contract, when we go out to fly, if I'm meeting with the client on site or whatever, a lot of times I'll say, hey, we're doing these things for you today, but do you have any like other projects where you need drone work? Do you have any other thing that's like, on the docket, on the schedule timeline wise that we could kind of start planning for? Because we're happy to help with that. Or I go, next time we do something like this, we should really include an aerial map. We should get an ortho for you so that way you can see like the top down overview and like in one single file. Or if we can figure out 3D modeling. Or maybe we can do an interior FPV fly through once the roof's on. And all those things is basically an upsell, but it's more so educating the client on what you can also do for them. Because they're looking at what you can do for them and going, okay, you're going to do this for me today. That's probably all that we think you can do. But it's like you go out with the client and congrats, they trust you enough to pay you X amount of dollars. They're risking X amount of dollars to see if that's the first time, if you can actually come through for them. And so they don't necessarily know if you can deliver. But once you show them that you can deliver and that you do a good job, now it's like, okay, what's the vision for the long-term relationship of, me and you? How can we work with you once a month, twice a month, multiple times? So that way, really what we want is like lifetime value of a client to be as high as possible. And if we're running around finding a new client here, a new client there, a new client here, a new client there, we're not really getting like stability And so it's like, one, how can you get stability in your business? It's really like, how can you be more consistent week in, week out, month in, month out, so you're not like starting from scratch at the end of the day or at the end of the month. It's like, all right, now we got to start over. Great. And how can I set the vision for that client and going, hey, we're going to do so much more than just this. And that's really how I've been able to get a lot more stability in my business and a lot more growth, because now I'm not focused on like, how do I get a job this week? It's like, how can I get the next job? Who can I help next week? What can I do? And it's like always planning ahead versus fear of not actually getting work today. So hopefully you find that valuable. Take that with you. Start building the business that you want to build. My goal for you is to make as much money as humanly possible with your drone. And I'm just sharing with you on the job what's helped me over the years, what's gotten me to where I'm at today. And it's taken a lot longer than I expected. But hey, if it can take you a lot quicker, then take these notes, apply them, and go crush it. So fly safe this week, and we'll see you next time.